Then he ordered his wife to bring down his bags of gold and silver. Jack peeped out from his hiding place and watched him count over the treasure which he had stolen from the lad's father. At last the giant put everything back in the bags again, dropped his chin on his chest, and fell asleep. Jack crept very, very quietly from the closet and approached the table. All at once a little dog under the giant's chair began to bark furiously. The giant sleepily opened one eye. Jack seized the bags and ran. So he reached the beanstalk in safety and soon back again in his own room. If his mother was glad to see him before, she was twice glad to have him safe returned this time, and they found themselves now very well off indeed. Still, all his wealth and comfort at home did not make Jack wish to remain there at ease and leave his father shut up in the dungeon. On the longest day of the year, he arose as soon as it was light and climbed the beanstalk. He arrived at the giant's house in the evening and found his wife standing at the door. This time her manner was rougher than ever, for her husband had been very hard on her after the disappearance of the treasure. It was difficult indeed to persuade her to admit him, but at last he prevailed and was allowed to go in to work and eat his supper as usual. When the giant came home, Jack was hidden in the copper kettle. The great bully was as ugly as ever, and began once more to roar, "Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman." Then, notwithstanding all his wife could say, he searched in every nook and corner of the room. Whilst this was going on, Jack held his breath. The giant approached the copper kettle and put his hand squarely on the lid. Jack thought he must surely be discovered, but no, the search ended here, and the bully sat quietly down by the fireside. When supper was over, the giant commanded his wife to fetch him his harp. Jack peeped from under the copper lid, and soon saw the giantess bring in the instrument. It was carved of gold, and on the front was the figure of a beautiful woman with wings. Her robes flowed to the floor and ended in the form of a stand like a common harp. The harp was put by the giant on the table, and when he said, "Play," it instantly played of its own accord. The music was so soft and melodious that Jack was filled with delight and felt very anxious to recover so great a treasure. But the giant's soul could find no pleasure in such harmony, so instead of listening to the music, he soon fell soundly asleep. Jack at once climbed out of the copper kettle and seized the harp. He had no sooner done so, however, than it began to cry out, "Master, master!" Jack thought this must surely awaken the giant, so he started to run away as before.